is QTV News coming to you live from our studios on Kairaba Avenue. I am Jana Basonko. Thanks for joining us, and here are the main news headlines. Despite the rise in Gambia's inflation rate from 10% at the start of the year to 12%, the Minister of Finance and Economic Affairs, Sidi Keita, is optimistic that inflation pressure will ease by next year. The Director of Scientific Affairs at the Food Safety and Quality Authority has said food safety issues continue to be a challenge in the Gambia due to poor infrastructure and unhygienic conditions, among other factors. Jara Darus Salam Youth and Sports Association is constructing a new health center through a community initiative called Taste It All. 150 livestock farmers were trained on small ruminant production and management by the Department of Livestock Services in the Lower River region. The Gambia National Commission for UNESCO organized a cleansing exercise in Birkama as part of a series of activities the Commission has recently embarked on. Those were the main headlines, and now the news in detail. Do stay with us. Thank you for joining us. If you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV News, and I'm Jennifer Sonko. Now, the Gambia's inflation rate is at 12%, according to the draft estimate presented by the Finance and Economic Affairs Minister Sidi Keita to parliamentarians on Monday for the fiscal year beginning 1st January to 31st December 2023. Suleiman Dabo has more.
The Gambia's inflation rate has risen from 10% at the start of the year to 12%. The finance minister recognized the impact of inflation on Gambians, but pointed out that while inflation will continue to rise in the near term, in the medium term, that pressure will ease, especially by the next year. He attributed this expected improvement to the tight monetary policy stance of the Central Bank of the Gambia and the expected easing in global supply chains.
In the medium term, the inflation pressure will continue to increase. This is as a result of the global inflationary pressures. However, in the medium term, inflationary pressures are expected to ease and return to long-run trend by the next year in response to tightening of the monetary policy stance of the Central Bank of the Gambia and the easing of the global supply chains. The Central Bank increased the policy rate to 12% in September, up from 10% at the beginning of the year.
To recover from the impacts of the coronavirus and the Russia-Ukraine war, both of which have negatively affected global prices and disrupted supply chains, Minister Keita said the 2023 budget aims to stimulate economic recovery through what he calls practical and tangible support to all the sectors of the economy.
In what could be viewed as a reformist and a practical demonstration of innovative programming, government will in 2023 budget take bold steps to build capacities of the rural communities, particularly through the Program for Accelerated Community Development, PACD, and sustained infrastructural development.
And on infrastructure development?
Infrastructure development, in particular, road infrastructure, is also featured meaningfully in the 2023 budget. It is expected to finance ongoing and newly proposed rural roads, which include the Kiang West roads, Nyomi Hakalan Road, Kiang West Phase 2, and a host of other rural projects to be financed through the 2023 budget from the government local funds coffers.
The minister recognizes the challenges that remain unaddressed thus far, including the issue of debt servicing. Minister Keita says government has to address how to pay back those loans that it took on behalf of the people without transferring that burden to the younger generation. The Honorable Minister admitted that just on the interest due on debt, the projected $3.48 billion will overshoot the revised budget by $422 million. According to Minister Keita, this is mostly relating to increase in both domestic and external debt service due to the appreciation of the US dollar and the increasing cost of domestic debt. As such, addressing debt repayment remains a daunting task with no quick fix solution by government. Suleiman Dabo for QTV News.
From that, by Dudu Jallo, the Director of Scientific Affairs at the Food Safety and Quality Authority, has said food safety issues continue to be a challenge in Gambia due to poor infrastructure and unhygienic conditions, amongst other factors. Jordan Jai tells us more.
Following the deaths of 70 children from acute kidney injury, AKI, possibly linked to contaminated over-the-counter cough medicines, there is increasing public concern about the safety of the food we consume, especially imported foods. The public also want the Food Safety Authority to intensify inspections in the markets across the country to prevent the sale of expired products. By Dudu Jallo, the Director of Scientific Affairs at the Food Safety and Quality Authority, says many people criticizing the authority's work don't know the food control systems in the country. He says no food is allowed into the country without passing through a control system.
We have our inspectors, our officers, in all the official borders of the country, and any food coming in, any consignment of food, before it is allowed to enter, it is inspected and checked and certified to enter into the country. And not only that, apart from that control that we have in the borders, we also have other controls inside the country, which is in the markets, in the streets, in the supermarkets, in the shops. We have controls in all these places. We have inspectors that go every day. Even at night, we have night inspection going on.
Despite efforts by councils, the Gambia continues to face significant waste management issues. Indiscriminate waste dumping and burning continue to be a big challenge. Mr. Jallo says the Food Safety Authority faces many constraints because of the environment and the inadequate infrastructure in the country.
Food safety issues continue to be a problem and maybe continue to be a challenge, and you know, it is a process for the authority, and the authority have to continue to strengthen its processes and its controls so that it will do better and it will really prevent a lot of food safety issues in the country. Of course, it's a challenge. It's not only about, if you look at the infrastructure that we have in our markets and so on, you will realize that it's not easy to have 100% food safety control. It is always going to be a challenge. But the authority is doing a lot of work, I can tell you a lot of work, with respect to controlling food safety in the country.
Mr. Jallo advised consumers not to buy food sold in unhygienic environments. Bakanding Fofana, the principal food safety officer at FSQA, said they try to confiscate all expired food products in local markets and supermarkets to ensure that the foods we consume are safe.
Any product that they come across expired, we just make sure that we eliminate it from the market. And it is not only the expired food product that we always go after. There are certain conditions, all the inspectors have been trained on that aspect. You can see a tin, a canteen has a problem and it's not expired. But they may have other conditions, like blown and dented. And these are things that affect the quality of the products. All those products are out of the market. We make sure that we But in Gambia here, a lot of people talk about expired. It's not the expiration date that also matters. Sometimes we will confiscate certain things, not based on the expired date, but based on certain condition.
Mr. Fofana urged food vendors not to sell foods that are expired, saying anyone found doing so will face the full force of the law. For QTV News, I am Julden Jai.
Jara Dar Salame Youth and Sports Association is constructing a new health center through a community initiative called Tacito. The aim is to provide basic health services to residents and the neighboring villages in remote areas. Lamin Dabo visited the community and fastened this report.
This initiative by the community youth-led organization, which includes students and those in employment, made monthly contributions to buy materials needed for the project. Kitabu Sane, the Alcalo of Jara Dar Salame, expresses delight and commended the youths for championing such an important community development project. He calls for support from government institutions, philanthropists and organizations to also help sponsor the construction of the hospital. Kutubo Sane, the public relations officer of Jara Dar Salame Youth and Sports Association, had this to say.
Looking at Dar Salame here, is virtually at the center. You have Barakunda, you have Felankoto, and you have Dongoronding, and then other surrounding villages that can all come to this end to actually receive basic medical attention. And Dar es Salaam too is equally a village that has so many population of women and children. So having this center here, that is that if equipped, will really help in trying to solve some medical problems that our people are facing. So we spend over $500,000 in this building that you are seeing here, and still counting. So the project is near completion, and we call on philanthropists, government agencies, and individuals to come to our aid, because if you can see the place needs to be fenced, and there should be equipments that should be inside. So that plus many other things that we look forward to, and also for a quarters that should be here for the nurses and then health personnel. All these are very important issues that we want to see here in Dar es Salaam.
Madindin Sane, the women's representative, expresses appreciations and thanks the youth for caring for their people, especially the women and the children.
Waketambul se okubati pour ka loptano nying pour ka demaro nyinala pour memba atambindila nyato.
Our number one priority is to get the support to complete the construction of this health center, because our access to healthcare services is a big challenge, especially for the women and children. Our village is quite far from the highway, and we are also far from the health facilities in Jara district, which makes it difficult for our people to get medical attention. Nurses only come here for clinic services once a month. So if the construction of this health center is completed and a nurse station here, that will be of great help for us to get medication when someone is sick.
The centralization of health facilities, especially in remote communities in rural areas, is very important to promote easy access to healthcare services. This kind of self-help projects will complement government's efforts in bringing healthcare delivery to its citizens regardless of geographical location. For QTV News, Lamin Alai Fandindabo.
Now, thumbs up to Jara Dar es Salaam Youth and Sports Association. Now, from that story by Lamin Dabo, we will now go for a short commercial break, and when we return, we have some more local news stories for you. Don't go anywhere.
Bank from here and there and here too. Here and even here. Introducing the Bloom Digital Suite from Bloom Bank Africa. Web and mobile banking that allows you to bank on the go at your convenience and on your own terms. Check and transfer funds, pay NAWIC bills, buy cash power, buy mobile credit, and so much more. For more information, visit www.bloombankafrica.com or pass by any of our branches nationwide. Download from the Apple Store and the Google Play Store. Bloom Digital Web and Mobile Banking on the go from Bloom Bank Africa.
Liko waral moy QTV ak Marketplace dañoo tàmm di won réew mi li nga xamantene moy quality fashion tegu ci temps xew ci jamono neex xool lool ma tàmm ci Marketplace day jël caméramanam dugg ci biir réew mi seet li nga xamantene sunuy xale yi réew dañu ko bëgg ndax ñoom dañoo coquette lool seet li gën te gën a gën ñu indil leen ko fii ci biir QTV ngeen di ko seetaan ci àddina wërngal këpp man namatuma flight jam de li ko waral mooy lépp lu ma daan wuti bitim réew mu ngi fii ci biir réew mi waaye da nga koo bëgg a gis da nga koo bëgg a xam da nga naan jàkk Marketplace dafa fas yéene ñëwaat 2022 bii ànd ak QTV nee nañ kee ngay daxee boo ko mënu la jot li ci sa loxo nga koy sànni moo waral QTV bëgg a sànni seeni programme seeni product yéen teelo yi yéen designers yi ci biir Marketplace boo sànnee day dal de bëgg ngaa sànni da nga jël seeni nomba nga jokkoo ak ñoom ñu fekk si la ci sa diiwaan wane la lu coquette li nga am pour réew mi 324 4444 ak Marketplace dama ciy toogee nu ma neexee ndax lépp lu ma fay gis day tëgg sa bëm.
On Under the auspices of the President, His Excellency Adama Barrow, the Muslim World League, in collaboration with the Gambia government, will host a conference of African religious ministers and ulamas on the 6th of December 2022. The International Islamic Conference will bring together ministers of religious affairs, leading Islamic scholars, policymakers, youths, community leaders across Africa to discuss and advance Islamic values that promote peace and tolerance. Let's come together and welcome our brothers and sisters in keeping with our trademark hospitality as the smiling coast of Africa. This message is brought to you by the ministry responsible for religious affairs in collaboration with the Gambia OIC Secretariat.
Welcome back from that short commercial break. If you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV News, and I am Jenna Basonko. Now, 150 livestock farmers were trained on small ruminant production and management by the Department of Livestock Services in Genoa Agricultural Training Center in the Lower River region. Our regional correspondent Bakari Balde attended the event, and this report is narrated by Julden Jai.
The training is to enhance the capacity of small ruminant farmers on disease identification, breeding and health management, commercial farming, nutrition and pasture development. Dr. Abdul Sise, the Director General of Livestock Development, said such training is to address some of the challenges encountered by rural small ruminant farmers. Neri Kaur, a small ruminant value chain specialist at the Ministry of Agriculture, outlined that the training will equip participants with the skills and knowledge to manage small ruminants.
The enhancement of livestock production cannot go in the absence of a prerequisite knowledge that will make the farmers to be able to work efficiently, to make sure that they know how to select their animals, they know how to identify diseases, they also should know how to prepare feed for their animals. So it is an important training that will allow them to be able to manage their livestock in a way that is sustainable.
Keba Dabo, the Deputy Governor of the Lower River region, highlighted that President Barrow's administration attaches a great deal of attention to small ruminant development and urge participants to make the best use of the knowledge gained.
I therefore urge all the participants to take this training seriously and use it to contribute to the improvement of the livelihood of rural farmers in the Gambia by strengthening the productivity.
Alaji Sori Dem and our Kijera spoke on behalf of the participants.
Let us emulate other countries. We should not be jealous of each other. Instead, we should support each other and emulate the good practices of other countries. The government has tried a lot. I thank them because, no matter what, it is the government that brought this project.
The knowledge you gain, if utilized properly, can save you in many ways. So, as beneficiaries, let's endeavor to use the knowledge wisely. Money is important, but knowledge is also very important. Before giving $1 million to someone, just give them knowledge, because knowledge will last forever.
Livestock prices in the Gambia, including for small ruminants, have been on the rise in the past few years. This has been attributed to various factors, including the value of the national currency, especially for dealers who imported them from neighboring countries. This training is important to boost local production, to generate greater income for farmers and reduce prices. For QTV News, I am Julden Jai.
Still on local news, the Gambia National Commission for UNESCO organized a cleansing exercise at the Brikama market area as part of a series of activities the Commission has recently embarked on. Momodu Gajaga has more.
Indiscriminate littering and waste dumping is a huge challenge in the Brikama market area. Plastic bags, bottles, paper, and other items can be found all over the place. For this reason, NATCOM UNESCO Gambia collaborated with the Brikama Area Council to clean the area. Maimouna Sidibe, Secretary General NATCOM, says they want to promote a healthy living by cleaning the environment.
I think environmental issues are a priority. Our organization is a champion on promoting, a healthy environment. That's UNESCO. So we decided that why not we have a project on environmental management and sanitation.
In the Gambia, it has become a habit for many people to throw trash out of their car windows onto the roads and the highways. Waste bins are also often not available, even in public spaces or most densely populated areas where much of the waste is generated by human activity. Maimouna Sidibé calls for attitudinal change towards the environment.
It's very disheartening. I would almost want to stop the vehicle to tell them to go out, pick it up, and go and dump it in the right place. Because it's all about attitudinal change. Maybe people don't know, maybe they don't care, but our responsibility is to sensitize them.
The Brikama Area Council has the mandate to clean the environment within their jurisdiction, which includes markets, garage, and health facilities. Bakari Jadama, Environmental Health and Sanitation Officer of the Brikama Area Council, says this initiative from NATCOM UNESCO Gambia will complement their efforts to keep the environment clean.
We are really impressed with what they have done, and then it has been very cordial. Definitely this is what we expect from private institutions. This is a sign that UNESCO has the feeling that Council alone cannot do it, and definitely Council alone cannot do it. So this is what is expected from other institutions, individuals, and even government. Once in a while, we partner with councils, because this partnership is what is the global goal requesting for, so that institutions, organizations will partner and do development initiatives like this.
Cleaning the environment is not only going to make our surroundings look beautiful, but it can also prevent us from getting diseases such as malaria. The cleaning exercise covered the veterinary service area, the Brikama Box Bar football field, the police station, and the popular market. Mamudu Gajaga, QTV News.
Prince Empire Music World on Sunday signed 3 young Gambian artists to support, produce and promote their music nationally and internationally. Mamudu Gajaga again.
At the home of the King of Kora, Jaliba Kuyate, who is honored to be chosen as advisor of Prince Empire Music World.
I must confess that I'm greatly honored to be associated with this thing. He said he has realized that Jaliba today is at the top of Gambian music label. So this is why they've put me in the thing to come and witness this signing ceremony.
Masane Cham, an aspiring artist, is one of the beneficiaries.
It means a lot because I have been in a game for a very long time. I even quit music because of lack of support. But right now I have a company helping me towards we work together to grow up. I was not expecting to have this kind of opportunity in life. So I just have to make good use of it and work harder to achieve my goal. So here I am, signed my first contract and I'm going to work harder to make it happen.
Falolo has been in the music industry for 5 years and is delighted to have signed a new contract.
This is a big opportunity. It's a great deal Just to everyone out there, to every artist out there, just keep it real and right from your heart, see me deal with. Yeah man, struggles is real, but things take time. Yeah, when the time is up, nothing can stop it,
Saliu Kante, alias Iron Man, who also put pen to paper, says he has been struggling for over a decade in the music industry, and the contract is a dream come true.
I've been in this scene for over 10 to 11 years, more than that in fact. But as we all know, Gambian music is just hustle and then kick, try to make something out of it. But after all, nobody will understand your talents. But thank God today, here we are. Somebody come all the way from nowhere, came and then see something in me, have belief that I can make it one fine day. So here we are today.
Kemo Kasama, a member of Prince Empire Music World, explains how it all started in 2021.
Last year, Prince was here with me for a holiday, and he met us as a friend. Then he was asking what
why our Gambian music is lagging behind. Then I told him a few things about Gambian music. I was able to convince Prince so we can support Gambian music to the next level.
King Zai, an executive member of Prince Empire Music World, advises the young artists to be hardworking, dedicated and committed so that they can be successful in their music careers. As an advisor to Prince Empire Music World, the King of Kora had this to say.
You have to be creating something that is appealing to the people. Otherwise, they forget about you.
Prince Empire Music World of businesses consists of other companies, including a clothing and cosmetic brand, amongst others. It is created by two young Gambians, Prince Kani and Bakari Sedi, who live in Germany. Mamudu Kajaga, QTV News.
Well, congratulations to the young Gambian artist. Now from there, that is all we have time for, but before we leave, let's recap our main headlines. Despite the rise in Gambia's inflation rate from 10% at the start of the year to 12%, the Minister of Finance and Economic Affairs, Siti Keita, is optimistic that inflation pressure will ease by next year. The Director of Scientific Affairs at the Food Safety and Quality Authority has said food safety issues continue to be a challenge in the Gambia due to poor infrastructure and unhygienic conditions, among other factors. Jara Darcy Lame Youth and Sports Association is constructing a new health center through a community initiative called Tacito. 150 livestock farmers were trained on small ruminant production and management by the Department of Livestock Services in the Lower River region. The Gambia National Commission for UNESCO organized a cleaning exercise in Birkama as part of a series of activities the Commission has recently embarked on. Well, that is all we have for you in this edition of QTV News. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow for the Week in Review. Thanks for watching and have an amazing weekend.